Welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most important, whatever the hell else we come up with. I'm Ben, that's Jordan, and that's you at home watching us live on Twitch. Need more echo. Helping us for Cocaine Voltron. Pretty interesting stuff to talk about, despite it being the dead season and nothing happening. A little bit of conversation about regional pricing, which is always very interesting. A new version of Jackbox rooms with 4Ks. Got some Doom on deck, despite some people claiming that the latest Doom game ran flawlessly on the Steam Deck, which we all knew it didn't. There's been some modifications and kind of an interesting story I think Jordan's going to tell us about GOG PI, which was a pretty interesting read, man. I think
he's just like a little tiny Polish Columbo.
Drives a little red Ferrari, like Magnum PI. Yeah.
No, I mean, Columbo just kind of materializes. He doesn't own a vehicle. He just kind of like congeals out of the fog.
And stick around because somebody wrote in because they owned the dial-up Wi-Fi router. It was a real thing.
The entire internet.
That was a real thing. But first, what's going on? What's new? I'm covered up to here. I was talking about in the pre-show, I got a offers for like RISC-V laptops. You've heard of B-Link, right?
No, not D-Link?
No, B-Link.
So they're better than D-Link.
They are, man. They come before the Ds. B's before Ds. You know what they say.
Well, I guess that implies the existence of C-Link, doesn't it? Or is it just Clink?
Clinks. Oh, clinkers. Yeah, dude. They're like, yo, you want a 10-core ARC-powered MIDI PC? And I'm like, fuck yes. So I got that. Then I got this Orange Pi 6, which is like a small version powered by the same fucking CPU that's in the Rhino 6. So it's another 12-core. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. Wild. Lots of stuff coming out. Stay tuned for it on Interfacing Linux. Just grinding away on that. And I have aspirations and dreams of playing Hollow Knight once again at some point.
One day.
Looking forward to it, man. Also, Chipotle chili powder exists, which I discovered this week, which is just amazing. I don't understand why this technology has been kept from me for so long.
We were concerned about the repercussions of you discovering powdered Chipotle.
Oh, it smells so good.
No one's safe anymore.
I love it, man. I love the smell of Chipotle. I like the taste of Chipotle. I don't like North American, what is it? The red sauce.
Sriracha?
Sriracha, yeah. American sriracha candy shit. I'm not a fan of. Got way too much sugar in it. Not a fan.
Speaking of Chipotle, that demo for that Star Trek Voyager game came out.
Did you try it?
I installed it and I didn't get a chance yet.
And that's the one where you can like,
yeah, where you basically like you are the Janeway now. You look at me. I am the captain now.
Man, she was mad that
7 of 9.
No, she was doing the voice for Janeway on one of the animated.
Yeah. In Prodigy. Man, Prodigy is like, that show does not get enough credit for redeeming Star Trek Voyager and making Wesley Crusher a compelling character.
I just saw an interview with her and she was like, those idiots don't know what they're doing. It was just getting wound up. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, no, she was fired up about that. And like, it's a good show. Like,
well, I mean, good on her. She was invested,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes. No Star Trek for me this week though. We finished up Battlestar Galactica though. We finally hit the finale. We did all the extended edition episodes with like all.
Were you kind of excited when you get to the end? You're like, here comes that last.
So it didn't hurt as bad. I think this is the third time around now. This is my third rewatch of Battlestar Galactica that I've done.
Go get in the space jacuzzi and fly to the sun.
Yeah, get into the jacuzzi, man. It's really fucked up what happens to Olanders at the end. Like, the poor guy. I didn't like him throughout the entire show, and they're just like, yeah, you didn't like him? Now he's Coma Boy. Good luck with that.
Yeah, he's like, he didn't deserve any of that, man.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't deserve that. Me not liking him, he didn't deserve that shit.
Right.
But No, it was interesting talking to the wife about it because like she had her theories, and about at season 3, at the end of that I asked her, okay, so what do you think is going on? And her theory was actually pretty close to like what actually happened. She called the final 5 coming from Earth thing, or there being a connection. She thought she figured out the thing with Kara's like her dad being connected somehow. She didn't figure out she thought that like her theory was that like God in the series was actually a person that like was in charge of the Cylons, and we were going to eventually be introduced to this person. Plausible. And that like, yeah, because like at the time you didn't really know what was going on, right? So it's like, and like she thought Kara is the child of that person, but like, so like not too far off from what she actually was, but like, yeah, it was very interesting. Because like she was way closer than I was, but I guess when we were all invested in it, when we were all watching it at the time, we were just kind of like taking it as we weren't like trying to get ahead of the plot. Like I think Game of Thrones really like got that instinct. Like there was a little bit of that with like Lost and stuff.
Lost is where I developed those skills. But Lost also burnt me out on that, to where I was like, I just want to enjoy a show. Mm-hmm. Instead of like, I like having like a couple of theories about it, but I'm not going to like go listen to, like I was listening to like Lost podcast, man. Yeah. Like, whoa, what could it be? What could it be? So nah, man, that's cool.
Yeah. The bit at the end where they're like, fine. It seems like everyone's just gonna like get along, and then they're like, okay, but we have to like share all the fucking memories, and Tyrell gets the memory of the other chick murdering his wife, and so he starts like choking her, and everyone starts shooting at each other, and Cavill's just like, oh fuck, and just shoots himself in the head. I remember, I completely forgot about that one scene, but it's the funniest fucking shit. He's just like, fuck this shit, and he just shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, it was like, not again, not dealing with
this. Like, no, fuck this shit, we're done. Like,
thinking back to it, it was telegraphed quite a bit. Like, I think we all, like, it's easy to piece together like, oh, we're going back to Earth, man. Like, this is where it all started.
I think the other thing too is like, there's a difference between going week to week and kind of just watching all the episodes in sequence, because like when there's like space in between the episodes, there's time for you to forget the little things, right? There's like one thing I realized going through BSG this time around, there's a lot of like really subtle setup for stuff, like where they'll like bring something in a couple episodes prior just to like establish it as in the world before they like actually deal with it.
This is true, and you have the advantage. No, I don't think it would affect you, but it would definitely affect me. If I'm watching something by myself that I've already seen, even if I'm doing a rewatch of it, I'll skip over parts. I'm like, yeah, I remember that, whatever. And there is something to be said of like being forced to consume it all at one time, because if you're watching it with somebody like they've never seen it, you're like, well, you got to experience this.
And again, like Battlestar especially has like there's like a lot of little things about it, right? Like, and if you are skipping through it, then you're gonna miss a lot of like the subtle details. And I think like in a work like that, like I think also it just enriches it, right? It makes it more interesting to watch in the moment, because there's always like something going on. You can see characters in the background kind of like doing stuff, and then you see them doing some more stuff. And then like an episode or two later, they start talking and you're like, oh, I know who this person is. And like, also my favorite part at the end was like when the Cylons have joined the human fleet, and there's just like, every time they need someone in the background, it is just, they get number 6, but they put her in like a different, like, here, now she's a painter, now she's a mechanic, now she's a whatever, but it's just like, yeah, they just like have her just be like random Cylon. I just kind of like that.
I hope she had a conversation with her agent. She's like, I'm getting paid more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, these are TV shows from a different era when you had runway to develop characters. You could make something that lasted more than 3 series. Netflix.
Also, man, some of those themes in Battlestar, like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing when you go back and watch Babylon 5, of just like, nothing's really changed. All the stuff that they're commenting about is the same stuff that we still have today. Like, yeah.
Hi, humanity.
All of this has happened before. All of it will happen again, just like the horse.
Which is
Might be a Cylon? I don't know.
Swimming in a puddle of goo because it's the
It's its own goo now, basically.
All right.
Yeah, it's gelatinous at this point. But we got to talk about Steam regional pricing, because some folks they're getting the wee shafted, aren't they?
Nah, man, everything's right.
Oh yeah, just pay more money.
Just pull the slot machine lever and like whatever it lands on, just like that's how much I pay for it.
$130 for a game. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'm in Canada.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's after tax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Valve must stop making excuses. Steam under fire for significant price disparity for PC games, causing regional pricing that's often 20 to 30% higher than the dollar equivalent. Which, yeah, that's unfair. So Steam's regional pricing system is a really good starting point. You know, it is there. It is something that they took the time to set up, which I got to give them credit for. And the problem is, you know, it's based on a bunch of different things. It's not just like RNG. There's like economic factors, you know, trade currency, disparity, all that. But it is occasionally severely out of whack for some locales. It genuinely is. Yeah, man.
Severely out of date. Like some to that point where they introduced this like back in 2022 or 2023. It is like that data is old now. The world has moved on. And you know, and like people, especially in like Poland and Brazil, they're the ones who are like having to pay this additional 20-30%. Other countries included. But I mean, it really sucks considering that like the distribution costs for distributing a game over Steam is nil. Like negligible. So like they're just squeezing people.
Biggest thing is it's a good starting point. Like your regional pricing, you need to do the legwork, because the two places that do commonly come up are Poland and Brazil. Like Jordan said, you need to do the look. You need to go see what because you're going to make it up in volume. Like I know that's an old trope of like, oh, just put it on sale, we'll make it up in volume. That's true, because people, if they want your game bad enough, they're just going to pirate it, man, one way or the other. If you make it affordable, figure out what they are, and like, yeah, that's a little bit of extra legwork. But yeah, that's something you should do as a developer.
I still don't think it absolves Steam of their responsibility. If they're going to like provide this facility, then it's on them to keep that updated. And it doesn't look like they've been really interested in doing that, at least according to some of the guys or some of the comments in this article here. Links to all this stuff is in our show notes, by the way. But yeah, like, yeah. I think you know, if you are a game publisher, then yeah, obviously you do need to like play a more active role in the pricing of the game. But I mean, a lot of the people publishing games on Steam do not have a dedicated person they can do that. They're relying on this tool from Valve, and if the data that the tool is reporting is like not representative of reality, then you know it's the provider of the tool's problem, right?
Well, I mean, if you're looking around to assign blame, if you're looking to like come up with good solutions, part of your responsibility as a customer, an informed customer, is to contact the developer. Be nice about it. Post in their forums. Let them know. See if they will come take a look. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's the quickest way to get the problem resolved individually per game. Like, it's never going to be a perfect solution. Like whatever like, Valve's system of like trying to figure that, because it's always going to be guesswork.
Right, but like here's the thing. Valve is an insanely profitable company. They can afford to spend the money to do this, right? Like
they can if there's motivation.
They should fucking do it. Because it's the right thing. It's the right thing to do. So then the only way you can do that is by pressuring them. That's what they're doing. So Valve only ever does stuff when public pressure gets to the point where, oh, we actually have to respond. So I mean,
pressure Valve after you've had a conversation with the developer, because like that's where you're going to get your immediate effect.
You can do both, and you should do both.
What do you think the solution is? Like, how do we talk to Valve? What is the correct way to go about doing that? Opening dialogue, getting them to focus on it in a constructive way.
I think definitely a multifactorial approach of, you know, pressure from consumers, pressure from developers. Just like in again, like Valve does respond to like negative publicity. So I think generating a negative publicity storm will at least force them to acknowledge the issue, and that's a start, right? You got to identify the problem before you can actually start fixing it.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully that'll get sorted before the eventual heat death of the universe.
At least before Half-Life 3 shows up. But you won't be able to buy it. You'll still have to pay 30% more in Brazil. Ladies
and gentlemen, it's time for the Jackbox Party Pack numero 11.
It's I barely remember 10. There was a time where we were hitting these party packs a lot harder than we currently are.
They were, but like even the last 2 party packs have been like, eh.
Yeah, they have 5 new games this time. Usually it's like 3 or 4. No sequels. Usually you'll get like Quiplash 2 or like Drawful 2 or whatever.
Sequels are usually pretty safe though, aren't they?
They are, because like the game formula works. Hearsay and Doominate seem like the 2 fun ones out of this batch of them. And they have a trivia game. We're all suckers for trivia, right? We all think we know stuff. What was it? Yeah, Doominate is like trying to like turn a nice situation terrible, which is literally what this podcast is. It's just making nice situations terrible. Apparently Hearsay involves recording sound effects. So build your own soundboard. The social deduction game, we tried that one with like the aliens on the ship that one time. That one, I don't know. That one was a little weird. The Not Among Us.
Was that a before or after like Among Us even came out?
I think it was around the same time.
Yeah. Could have been. I don't know. Like, I look at this, and there used to be like Draw Something or like TKO.
Yeah.
Like there was always a title in there previously. I'm like, shit, I definitely want to get together and play that. Like this looks like another serviceable, but there's a demo. I wonder what the demo looks like.
I wonder if the demo has all the games or just like 1 or 2.
Probably just like 1 or 2, man. Like trivia, I'm down for it. Like they've come a long way, man. Like especially with like Jackbox Party Pack, being from like You Don't Know Jack,
which was the PlayStation, yeah,
PC, man. I remember having that on CD-ROM or borrowing it. I don't think I ever bought it, but go try the demo, people, if you're still into the Jackbox. But this next one I want to talk about just because I like the art style. Really, that's it.
Yeah, it's creepy children's drawings. The game. This is Launderley, and it is a investigation game. If you've ever played Return of the Obra Dinn, it kind of reminds me of that, where you basically in Obra Dinn you walk through a ship and you like gather evidence and you can see flashbacks of things and you're trying to like figure out the sequence of events and try to figure out like what the murder is. In this case here, you're trying to do this through exploring a bunch of creepy drawings from this girl who witnessed this awful crime, this awful murder, and has drawn her rendition of it. And you have to like walk through the drawings, find evidence, and then go ask her questions about it. So yeah, this is like in terms of a deduction game, I've never been good at those because I'm not as smart as I think I am. So when it comes to like mystery solving, I tend to slam into walls, but like, I don't know, definitely looks cool. I really like the conceit of like, yeah, it's children's drawings, so you can really get that like real creepy la 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 vibe. Yeah.
Anytime a fucking kid shows up in a horror movie, you're like, nope, get that thing away from me. And like, hey, you got plenty of to choose from on this one, man. You got 29 corpses. I love them.
It's no House of 1,000 Corpses.
29. Listen, it is a fucking indie film, dude. Come on, we only got 29.
She's a little girl, okay? She needs to like at least go through puberty before she can hit 1,000 corpses.
There we go. This is not coming out until October 20th, though. And yeah, I wanted to give it a mention.
Good timing for Halloween, though. Yeah.
It's just the art style reminds me of, it's like that cutout 3D. There was some like typing game somebody was playing where you got to like figure out like word puzzles and stuff like that, and it was a dungeon crawler. Very much look like this, and I thought it was pretty neat. There's no reviews for the product.
Except the creepy child who's like, you'll enjoy the game.
Did you play Muds growing up?
I was never really a Mud guy.
I tried one. I was very enthusiastically shown a Mud in a Windows terminal on a guy's desktop, and he's like, you got to check this out. This is great. We get online, we play together, and here's how you move through it, and you can type text. I'm like, yeah.
I think it was, I didn't know it at the time, but I believe it was my first exposure to a Telnet client.
Oh, okay.
Because like, you would connect to a mud server using a Telnet, right? Like in the pre-SSH days where that just seems so absurd that just like you can connect to a thing unencrypted with
no encryption, just sling it over the internet. Like, see, I'd like to go back and just sniff shit from back in the day. Just see.
Go back in time with a modern laptop and a fucking packet sniffer and just like
seeing what people were up to, man. I wanted to give this a mention. The Labyrinth on Time's Edge, which kind of hits differently because like last night I watched like a history of role-playing games, not RPGs. The other type, it's a 4K room text adventure. Now, it's not in 4K. You could probably run in 4K, just about anything. It's got 4,000 rooms in it, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one is from the itch.io Scream Jam. And yeah, going through it, it was interesting because the game updates are literally just 2 text files. If you want to update the game, you got to update 2 text files. But yeah, like, and the guy's been slowly adding rooms as the game jam goes on through. I don't know, when it comes to like playing like in-person D&D, I'm always a big theater of the mind. I don't like mucking around with miniatures too much, but like, yeah, text adventures never really hooked me in that way.
Well, this is old school almost to a fault. I mean, this is not done in QBasic. It's done QBasic 64. So, I mean, it's close enough. You're still gonna be running DOSBox. But that, if you're looking at like, that's the first thing I looked at. I'm like, what are the system requirements? Like a 1 gigahertz CPU with 520 megs of RAM. I'm like, okay, all right, fine.
Seems a little overkill for basic.
Yeah, right. And that's why it's like, okay, that's it. So yeah, maybe like a text version of Soda Drinker Pro. I don't know. I just caught the tail end of like when these things were popular, and just like looking at this trailer, like we're talking the old school to the point of like use thing on thing or try thing on thing, trying to figuring out what your commands are in text. You know, you got some ASCII characters there, and like I never, you might be familiar with it. That one level in Frog Fractions.
Did you ever like make your own ASCII art? Not like run it through it like a tool that like.
Did I try to make ASCII art? Yes.
Did you successfully make a piece of ASCII art?
Yeah, listen, I could make you a rose. One line shit, but yeah, I remember like seeing the stuff you'd see on BBSs and stuff like that. And you're like,
GameFAQs walkthroughs, man. Some of those where they like do the whole logo.
Yeah, people would get crazy with it, and I had mad respect for it. I was not skilled, and later on in life I found out like there were programs to help do that, and I'm like, oh, I was in like Notepad, dude, like space.
I'm sure a lot of people were, and then there were also a lot of people who were cheaters. Yes,
the stuff like this, it's cool, it's interesting. I remember like something in the RPG documentary I was watching last night was fascinating when they made the move from the VAXs and supercomputers at the time in the early mid 70s, moving to like the Apple IIe. All of a sudden they didn't have any memory, and a lot of the games that had been worked on and prototyped, and they were open source back in the day, strangely enough, but you also probably shouldn't have been running them on the PC at university. So they had to leave a lot of stuff out, and some of the early, and we're talking like 81, 82, 83, like dungeon crawlers and RPG games, the books would be massive, like to the point of like it would have 200 rooms, but every room would have an explanation of what was going on, what the walls felt like, what the rooms smelled like, to get you in, because they didn't have enough room.
Yeah. A lot of those old games just like came with a book and was like, yeah, you are in room E7, and you like flip to the fucking page, you'd go to the index and be like, oh, where are all the E rooms? There was also the era where like you didn't have a mini map. Your map was a piece of graph paper and some pencil that you had on a clipboard as you like hit W, go forward. All right, this one goes forward. Oh, there's a turn here, so you have to like make your own maps.
We had to make maps. I wonder if that's like a skill that has been lost.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Even because I think about like just the psychology of it, like growing up, having to commit this shit to memory or write it down, or just developing like the spatial skills, of the ability to be your own cartographer in a world where the minimap has always existed. Like you've never flexed those muscles or had a reason to outside of like maybe you're just like drawing maps, dude.
Well, and so like I remember a couple of years ago I was running Curse of Strahd in D&D, and like it's a horror campaign. So one of the things I said to the players is like, hey, I want to do this in an old school RPG way where like I'm not going to give you any maps. I'm going to provide descriptions of the rooms and stuff for you, but you need to make your own maps. Because that used to be a thing in like old D&D. You would like the basic rules said like you should have someone who's a caller, someone who's an inventory manager, someone who's a mapper. So like one person is responsible for like recording, here's all the gold that we earned. One person is responsible for like you like the group, like when the DM asks what do you want to do, you talk amongst yourselves, and then the caller goes to the DM and says like, okay, as a group we have decided we're going to do this, and then someone was responsible for actually like making the map of the dungeon. And the amount of resistance I got to that idea, I tried to implement it for one session, and man, some people were fucking whiny. They're like, why do I have to make a map? This is so inconvenient.
They get time like that.
And it's like, the people in the fucking world don't have a mini map. They need to fucking remember where shit is, right? Like,
homie, I'm here to play a fucking game, homie. No, that reminds me of a story when Dr. Cleto, when he first came to University of Georgia, he's like, so I decided to get all the kids to make their own canvas, to stretch their own canvas. He was like, 30% of them walk day one. Like it's shit like that. You're like, well, this would be a good experience, good learning thing. Be like, fuck no, I ain't got time for that. Get out of here, man.
Oh, and I remember feeling that with like computer science early on, where it's like, why do we gotta learn how to write all these basic fucking programs and like linked lists and shit? And like later on, I'm like, because like
fundamentals.
If it's not, yes, there's a library for it, but you need to know how it actually fucking works. Like,
ChatGPT or Claude.
I'm sure you'll have a statistically likely good time. But yeah, no, this stuff is cool. There's some other games out there for the itch.io Scream Jam, and I think it has a couple days left if you feel like busting your ass to like get a game done in 2 days.
Yeah, 4,000 room text adventure, you can probably pull it off.
Stephen King could, I believe it.
Something you could run on your handheld though, man. Maybe your Steam Deck. Couple of optimizations. Yeah, you got one right there, man. Talking about Doom the Dark Ages, the latest entry in games that have Doom Guy in it, right?
Yes.
Or not Quick Guy, Doom Guy. He's got a cloak and he's got a shield. That's all part of it, baby.
He's very spiky.
So, big update. My first update is like $70, dude. I'm like, I don't know about, oh man. It now detects handhelds. It's like handheld detected. I'm not going to run. No, they even did you one better. So it's going to load up performance optimizations just for your device. It could be Steam Deck, like the not Steam Decks, the Asus ROG, the Xbox ROG is listed in here. It's got a new benchmark mode. And Steam Deck verified running on those settings is at 720p 30, which ick. But
Steam Deck performance, right? Like that's what you get.
It doesn't have like, I guess that's with some type of frame gen.
Yeah,
that's pretty rough.
Like I said, this is what you're expecting to do on the Steam Deck, right? Like we're like, I guess maybe 720p 60.
720p 60 is what I expect on a Steam Deck.
Nah, for Doom, for a modern Doom game, nah, bro.
For a fucking Doom game, yeah, bro, because I can do 1080p 60 on a fucking ARM device. Yeah, bro, I do.
Plugged into a wall. Yeah,
drawing like 9 watts.
All right.
I mean, I got video of it.
Well,
so.
What was the actual GPU plugged in there though?
Huh?
Was it on the Mali GPU or on the?
No, that was on the Rhino 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not G610. It's the one after that, the 720 or whatever it is.
All right.
Yeah. But 30 FPS for Doom game doesn't feel right with me. But you can do 1080p 30 on a ROG. What do we need? The Xbox? Oh, you need $1,000 handheld to get 1080p 60.
Oh yeah, the X is going to give it to you if the D-pad works though,
or if Windows doesn't reboot in the middle of it. Yeah, I watched Maximilian dude. He's a streamer. He was trying to show off his $1,000 thing that they sent him. He didn't buy it, and it just resets as he's telling people about it. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to install some updates now. Then the D-pad died. Then the HDMI output started getting garbled on it. If I spent $1,000 on it, I could never spend $1,000 on a gaming handheld. That is now. You can say that with some authority too, people. Why? Because $1,000 gaming handhelds. The Steam Deck is not the first one. They didn't come up with this. There were boutique devices like the
INEO,
GPT Win or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Ain whatever. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, and they were crazy expensive, dude. They were like $700-800. So,
well, what was the? It was like old Snapdragon based handheld one. It had like the full keyboard. It was like a full computer, but like
Snapdragon,
the Pyra Blaze or something. Or
yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, and even those were like those were like anemic, and those were still running like $500 for one of those, I think.
That's because they were boutique items.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, then like upgrading to this guy from that, like for the same price point, is like absurd.
Yeah, like Steam Deck's wonderful. So, yeah, man, there it is. I don't know. This all boils down to I recently played Doom 2016 using an Xbox controller. And all I was mad the entire time I was trying to do it. Like, and I was trying to. I didn't walk into it to hate it. I didn't walk into it to have a, but I was there to conduct a science experiment. Also, I didn't feel like plugging in a keyboard to record some footage. I don't know how you do it. How do you manage it?
A lot of auto aim and easy mode.
Have you played Doom with a controller, Jordan Swan?
Have I?
It would be
briefly to try it out, but I don't think like actually seriously.
It scarred the man bad enough to where the memory didn't stick. Yeah, all right, that sounds legit. Like,
I saw someone. I watched through a playthrough of original Doom 2016 that someone did on a PS4. See that, but like, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do that on. See, but like, if you have an accelerometer, I think like with the gesture aiming these days, it's not as bad. It's playable.
It plays completely different than what we're just accustomed to.
Yes, it's not point and click. It's a different experience. I think you're going to be sweating more. You're going to be sweating a lot more. Yeah.
Speaking of Arden, Box64, I love it. One of my favorite programs. It allows you to run x86 instructions on ARM64, which is great. Not just ARM. You can do some RISC-V experimental if you want to. I don't know if they've added that to an actual release build. I compiled that damn thing on a RISC-V.
How long does that take?
Just set that somewhere and get it out of your damn head, dude.
Is it less than a day?
Less than a day. I think it clocked in like a little over 6 hours.
Ooh, oh yeah. That's a go get some groceries or some shit.
This is on an octo-core RISC-V too, man. Like it's.
Oh, you clearly you need one of the 256 core ones, right? Like,
right. New versions out. I want to talk about it real quick because they've implemented something pretty. I want to kind of play the game. I
was trying to figure out what it was. I'm like, oh, Monkey Boy, Black Myth,
not Dragon Ball. That one.
I'm like, what kind of weird ass Dark Soul is this? Oh, that weird ass Dark Soul.
That one. Bunch of fixes in this, but the thing I want to talk about is Dynacache, which is just like, this is a cool feature. Makes sense. Makes complete sense, at least of what I'm reading here. So Dynacache is used to store generated code. You know, like when you launch something up, it's like, I got to do the code generation for, you know, the transition from x86 to ARM64. And it's like, okay, I've done the work. I'm going to run it. And they're like, no, it's going to cache it, man. It's going to save it for you next time you start it up and don't have to do all the legwork. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And it's like, and it's going to be really smart about how it uses the cache files. It's like, oh, if I got to generate this and these libraries right here, I'm just going to save them. Now, this is something that you got to enable. You got to put in your own flag here. But we're talking, you know, your first run, it's not going to make any difference. But you load it up the second time, man, you can shave 10 seconds off the startup. And let me be real with you. When you start loading up like larger games with this on ARM, that startup is, once you're in the game, you're good, man, because you're doing that handoff to the GPU. And that's where most of the work's doing. But like that initial startup, getting everything initialized, 10 seconds is great, dude. You know, 29 seconds versus 39 seconds. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. This this is just incredible. Like the whole Box 86, Box 64 stuff, and the work that's being done. There's a RISC-V project that is being worked on top of this outside of Box 64.
Yeah, they're making a lot of progress on the AVX and AVX2 support for RISC-V and for Long Arch. That other CPU architecture that gets mentioned but no one really talks about.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the caching is like per application, per configuration option, and they can get a little big though. So depending on the game, like I imagine for something like Black Myth Wukong, those cache files are going to be quite large. But
plus
also,
enough, yeah. This is one thing I'm glad I'm able to like actually get some capture for these guys and show off what this stuff can do, because like they are brilliant at what they do with the developing the software and all that, but the media presentation, they're like +10 if I wasn't capturing it. And I feel you very hard on that.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit Become Human. Also, they're testing it on an Ampere Ultra, which
an overclocked one
might not be bad if you don't mind buying the bare bones motherboard base level CPU for $4,000.
I mean, I guess the question you could probably answer the question of like how the chip would run on an Orion 06, but I guess someone needs to get you a copy of Black Myth.
No, they don't. I'm good.
You sure?
I think I got enough games, man. I got enough games.
All right. Do you got the peripherals to play them though? This one is
let's talk about this fucking fever dream we've had for over a decade, ever since we first saw that.
Yeah, the Minority Report.
Thing, yeah.
Or the Leap Motion. This is Kier from Mafic, and it is a design schematic project for a single-handed corded keyboard. This one's kind of neat though. It's got 215 possible chords and 176 arpeggios if you like doing your hammer-ons and pull-offs. So you can actually get like quite a bit of key representation. Just using all the buttons. You can these ones have the cute little kitty paw keycaps. They also have a Guitar Hero style trainer for it. There's a web version on the GitHub, but you can also just run it locally, where it gets you like it's basically Mavis beacons you to the point of like getting familiar with all the keys, where the key locations and the chords before actually having you type words. Although Malik does want people to build up their own layouts, because his conclusion is that like everyone's kind of gonna have like a different idea of like how the chords are going to make sense in terms of being mapped to specific keys. So he wants to like get people to make their own and experiment. There's also some plans to add an accelerometer support, so you can like wiggle your hands and type at the same time. Maybe use it for a mouse, maybe use it for some Minority Report stuff. And yeah, the video here goes into all the various pieces. There's a bunch of links to like other people making corded keyboards. There's a guide on how to turn a low energy Bluetooth receiver or transmitter into one of them as well. Yeah, it's a neat little project.
I think it's pretty neat, man. I mean, it boils down to like, we're going to need something, a proper input device to play Typing of the Dead in VR. Simple as that.
With the full Chinese keyboard.
Yes.
Just with the 102
covers everything.
Chinese.
You just can't see anything. Yeah. So
well, you can use it to block the zombies, right?
Yeah, right. That's how you defend yourself.
Yeah.
Or you maybe you just want to type one hit. I love the idea of this. And like you might be wondering like, what the hell's a corded keyboard? You press down multiple keys to form a letter.
Yeah. And it's based on finger position. There's a button for this finger segment. There's a button for like this finger segment, and on the inside and on the thumbs as well. So yeah. And also to the article's point, arpeggios as well. So if you like tap one and then tap another, that's also like a thing. Or if you hold down one and let go, that is a thing as well.
And I love something like this has been put out, and this is like the very true hacker spirit of like, this is made with modeling clay, 3D printed. This stuff's out there, it's open source. I want to see what people are going to play with it, see what they come up with, and we can get some accelerometers built into it. Like, this could be a very interesting one-handed controller, or two-handed. You could double fist this bad boy. There's nothing.
Well, yeah, no, I think in one of the videos, he actually has like one in each hand. So
yeah,
like,
the idea of a split controller, because I was watching, I'm not done talking about Hollow Knight, apparently, Silksong. Somebody was playing and she's like, my Joy-Cons are dying. And I'm like, you've been playing on a Switch? And after I got done with the Judgment, after I get done with that. And I'm like, but she was playing like this, dude. I thought she was just had it like, you know, like one flipped over. Like and I'm like, I bet that would be pretty dope, dude. If you could,
and just kind of like,
just like chill out,
like, do whatever. Yeah.
I was like, I like that idea, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've seen some of those cool keyboards that are like all domed in that are like $600-$700, but
oh yeah, the ultra ergonomic ones. I used to work with a guy who had one of those. I tried typing on it and I just like
didn't like it.
Yeah, I imagine if you have like awful chronic carpal tunnel and like that's like the only way you can type. But
the ergonomic keyboards, man, like, I'm still rocking my Microsoft whatever the hell it's called, because like that was the affordable one.
I know it's not called Sidewinder. I still want to call it Sidewinder.
That explains this joystick port connector.
The twisty controller, the keyboard twists. Yeah,
that'd be dope. Yeah, man. Like more stuff like that. Like the idea of like typing on just a regular ass keyboard, man. Like that just makes my wrist hurt. And I'm not saying that from like some hipster standpoint of like, because I do type on regular keyboards from time to time. And I'm like, this is not very comfortable. So yeah, cool.
All right.
GOG. Private investigation. Yeah, dude. Turns out GOG's gonna hunt you down, man.
Yeah, if they want to get the rights to your game to distribute it, they're gonna have to sometimes. So yeah, this is an interview from thegamebusiness.com. There's a video version of it as well, and that's linked in our show notes.
How many other controllers can we pick out? All of them. Too easy.
Yeah. And there are repeats too, I think.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? This is so they have the article, the video and the article are basically the same thing. I thought maybe if I watched the video, I would glean some insight that was not present in the article. Article does a really good job of summarizing everything that they say if you don't want to watch through a 30-minute video. But they go through sort of the sort of history of the game preservation project, some of the pitfalls that they ran into. And the bit that stood out to me is just like them discussing about like how removal of DRM is like critical to game preservation, because it's basically impossible if there's a centralized authority that's brokering access to the game, because the second that centralized authority goes away, you can't access the game anymore. And yeah, one of the big obstacles in even getting a bunch of these old games to launch is, you know, they shipped with like their baked in DRM. You got to bypass or disable that some way, otherwise the game's just not going to launch. And then the other problem that they have to run into is the IP rights, which is where the private investigator came in. So ownership gets shuffled around due to sales, deaths, negligence, and sometimes they gotta do some work. There was one guy who was like living on an offshore oil platform. There was another dude who was like actually really excited, like, "Oh, you want to sell my games again? Cool! I haven't thought about those." That was one. Years.
The other guy just like inherited it as part of like a family estate package or something. He had no idea, dude, and he was completely off grid.
Yeah, they found the legal paper trail saying that he's the owner, and then they had no way of contacting them. So they had
no
to, like,
Facebook, nothing.
It's a gentle reminder that like realistically, we're gonna need more reasonable public domain periods to like actually like enable long-term preservation efforts, because what they bring up in the video is like a lot of the time some of the times there's like actually time requirements for preserving these things, either via like data or technology that might have a shelf life, if especially if things are inaccessible. So having less than 75-year period to like allow things to slip into the public domain so that people can actually start preserving them is going to be important. Also gestures broadly to all of the various open source engineering implementations, because they're working with oh man,
I think all of these have an open source implementation. I don't know about Silent Hill though.
Half of them are being done by Rohit.
That's right. But the Rohit collection.
Our Rohit's old games.
Yeah.
We can reclaim ROG from Asus and make it good.
That's a movie.
But like they're like getting the actual games running. A lot of the times just the game code, the games like just from a code perspective are incapable of doing it, which is why we need stuff like Zorios or Open Morrowind or any of the other freaking engine reimplementations that are like that will take the game files and enable you to run them. And the GOG says that like they want to ensure that like games, or the people representing GOG in the interview say that they want to make sure that the games that they're selling are working. But also like, and Ben has brought this up a ton, there's value in just being a place where you can buy those assets, right? Mm-hmm. Like if for engine reimplementations, for things that allow the game to run on modern systems.
And sometimes you just need the game. Like I bought Silksong. Hey, ding. Again, you know.
Big shot.
Yeah. Because I didn't have enough RAM to run Steam on that machine. I'm like, fuck, I just need the game then. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Silksong's got DRM. By that, it means it checks for Steam. One thing that I found interesting was talking about, I don't know if it was like Konami or if it was Capcom.
Capcom, yeah.
Yeah, they were like just trying to convince them that no, people wanted the original version.
Yeah, they're like, but we just released the remaster. Why would they not buy that one?
They're like, bitch, we are here to peddle nostalgia, motherfucker. They don't want that. They want the original, like exactly what they remember. Like there's a market for it, and there is.
Right, and there's the other subtle thing as well, where they will go buy the original Resident Evil, go, this game fucking sucks, the controls are ass. Mm-hmm. And then they go buy the remaster with modern controls, right? Like that's the pipeline, right?
People just stick this thing together. Back to the Asus ROG Xbox. It's not an Xbox real quick.
Okay.
How many people bought that, went to the store, they bought that, it says your Xbox portable, and they bought that along with a year full of Game Pass. Yeah. Thinking that, oh yeah, I can just play all my Xbox games on this now, so I'll get a year of Game Pass and go home and realize that
if you have an Xbox and can stream your games.
Yeah, right. They were like, no, I bought this because I don't have an Xbox, and it said it was an Xbox.
There's that little asterisk next to the games everywhere, right? Like, yeah, assuming you have all the hardware to play it otherwise.
I saw something, when we're talking about like rights management, like something that I think would be a very reasonable like chance in hell of getting through that could affect some change. Somebody brought it up in the comment section. I don't know if it was in Hacker News, it might have been on Reddit. Bringing back, because apparently this was a thing, I don't know, a couple of decades ago, of having to renew your licensing or copyright. Like there was like a 25-year period to prevent things like abandonware, right? People just check out and you don't know who it is and nobody does, and so they don't refile. Then like, hey, all right.
And I think a lot of the stuff has to do with like long periods as well, right? Like what Steamboat Willie just got out of public domain like a couple of years ago.
And of course, like a company like Disney would be around, like we're always going to renew, but like these things, like these games that you can't track down and nobody's interested in re-upping it. And people are like, GOG's terrified of touching it. They're like, we don't know who owns it, right?
Yeah. And poor Disney can devote lawyers' time once every 25 years to renew their fucking thing. It's not going to cost them that much.
No, I don't think. Yeah. But yeah, something like just baby steps, man. Like getting something like that reenacted, I think would.
Yeah, and not just like a 75-year block of just like,
right.
Like what you got to wait 100 years before you can fucking play Resident Evil again? Like that's insane.
GOG's doing good work, and I buy stuff on GOG occasionally. Also, they can go play in traffic for not releasing Galaxy on Linux, because you know what? You would get more money from me. You would. No question asked, man. Because like I still just use it as like the repo. Now it's where all the old games are for when I need the data files. Plus I got a copy of Silksong. There we go. All right. Maybe you want to tell us about how you use GOG, or what's the best way to use the GOG Galaxy client now? Like Heroic Launcher, Lutris?
Heroic or Lutris, I think.
I've been meaning to go back and like play around with that. I'll get around to it one day. So however you get a hold to it, you want to let us know about it, send us an email, leave us a YouTube comment. You can figure it out, linuxgamecast.com. Or if you're watching the video version's available for patrons as well, without all the commercials and the YouTube-ness of it. And there's more downloadness to it. Patreon.com/linuxgamecast. Or just right on the YouTube, where you can click a comment and sometimes it'll show up.
Yeah.
Sometimes
as long as you're not in top comments.
Dude, YouTube will just eat comments. I've had YouTube eat my own comments, posting on my own damn channel. Like,
I recently had that thing where like people are like, oh, my subscriptions are just randomly disappearing. I'm like, that's the first I had that happen to me the first time. I'm like, what the fuck?
oh, you've had that? I called bullshit on it for the longest time because I'm like, I know how easy it is. Like, especially at like 1:30 in the fucking morning, you're getting ready to go to bed and you're like, man, close the thing. You could accidentally hit the bell, right?
Yeah.
No. Like, I noticed it.
And they move them around too, so you can't fucking find shit either. Like,
this is true. This is true. They made the fuck up of like unsubscribing me from Linux Gamecast for my personal account. And I'm like, bro, I noticed that. And oh, you want to hear the absolute? You don't pay attention to. Does anybody out there like shorts? YouTube shorts.
I'm ambivalent to them. I'll watch them. They're not the only thing I watch.
You're not the because like the discussion we were having last night was like the people who watch shorts, people who watch TikTok, they're the slot machine. Like that's how they do it. And I'm not judging you. I'm not making a judgment call.
So I don't do like the scrolling TikTok thing. It's more like if a channel I'm following posts a short, I'll watch it.
Maybe go check it out. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things are going to get wild and wacky with YouTube Shorts, kids, because I got a notification of an early access beta program for if you're doing a live stream, because YouTube's about to like do a big heavy push for live again and completely forget it fucking exists. Have they made any of the tools better to stream? No. But
how many clicks does it get do you need to do to change your stream title this
time? No one knows anymore.
Okay.
No one knows anymore, or whether or not it goes live because it decided to save it as unlisted. It's still a complete shit show. Here's their next brilliant idea that they're rolling out, that they're testing or soon to be testing. Because I got a notification, it's like, hey, you want to come check this out? If you're doing a live stream, once you're done with the live stream, you're going to have the option for YouTube to automatically AI detect the highlights and the cool parts of your video and chop it up and make shorts from it for you without you having to do anything.
I'm literally just imagining that bit from South Park where they just like recut all of Chef's like dialogue into like new dialogue.
It is but they were pitching it as like, even if it's not formatted for shorts, it will be able to. And I'm like, oh God, I want to go get the chair out, put it up on the hill and like get the popcorn and pass it. And be like, all right, I want to see what this looks like.
Oh no, we got to spend an entire fucking podcast just eating bowls of spaghetti then. See what it does with that.
You know, I don't even want to give like Will Smith any credit for it, but like him going back and doing the actually eating the spaghetti.
Did he actually do that?
He did that because somebody posted that and like he did it shot for shot of him eating the spaghetti, and I was like, all right, fine.
It's like the Jason Statham commercial. It's like, okay, you're in on the joke.
All right. Okay, so last week I talked about a thing that actually existed. Linksys, you know the routers, the blue ones. You got one laying around. If I was had all my brain working, I would have went and grabbed the one out of the tech closet. But they did exist with dial-up modems built into them, so you could share your narrowband connection throughout the house, your 56Ks of glory with all the devices that you had laying around.
See you in hell, US Robotics modem. This one comes from Hob, though, and they said, I had a Linksys wet-ass pussy 11 before they were putting a router in there, hanging off my Win2K PC, sharing its dial-up using Windows Internet connection sharing. There wasn't anything faster available in my neighborhood, and if I had to use dial-up, it was still nicer to use it from a laptop than in the living room. And you could have two people doing stuff at the same time, as long as it was just chat or some light web browsing. But sometimes you would have to yell down the hall, "Hey, are you downloading something? Knock it off!" I remember getting kicked off of Diablo games because someone wanted to talk to my mom on the phone.
Yeah, those days are completely gone. The pre-home router days. That's something I didn't even mention last week. Skills we learned. Setting up proxy servers. Proxy setting in web browsers. Getting all of that shit configured. Why? Because we had one internet connection. I remember when we got our first cable modem, me and my roommate, we couldn't afford routers. Like you just couldn't buy them. They didn't exist. And we figured out how to set up a proxy system. Like it was manky, but it worked. Because you couldn't just plug everybody into the hub. I mean, you could, but then somebody would kind of be online and the other person wouldn't be.
Yeah, the days before NAT.
So, yeah, man, like, life finds a way. Life finds a way. And, like, that hits very real for people of a certain age because the computer was in the living room.
It was the family computer, yes.
Right. And, like, that's where the internet, like, the idea of, like, how can I, especially as a teenager, like, how can I get that to the bedroom again?
No, it was either in the living room or it was in one of the parents' offices. It was in my mom or dad's office. I don't remember what. And, like, so if they weren't busy, I could play on the computer. But
I think mine was very strategically aligned in the most visible point available from all areas in the living room. I couldn't get a shit on that thing, dude.
I remember my cousins kept theirs like at the very top of the stairwell, and I'm like, but why? It's like yeah, there's like a little like nook where you could like fit a desk, and they had it there, and I'm like, it's so strange.
Do you remember, like, because I remember when I got my first PC that I could. Okay, I had a PC in my room, but it wasn't good enough. It couldn't get online. It was like an old 286 with a monochrome screen. I remember actually getting a PC that was good enough to like connect to the internet and put it in my room when I was a teenager. And I'm like, oh shit, yes. You know, immediately started looking up baking recipes. But
oh man, I watched so much porn that night. So much.
I guess you had broadband.
There's a brand new computer that just got every single virus on the internet fucking installed on it. Yeah.
All right.
We were young, dumb, and full of cum at the time. That was
like that. We didn't have broadband at the time, dude. So I was like, I was more like I could just like look shit up without like having to worry about it, man. Great times. All right, that's gonna wrap us up for tonight. Our little Linuxy adventure. We're gonna touch the plane down because the plane is now a train with choo-choo wings.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Hashtag no suplex.
I'm John Candy in the devil suit in the passenger seat.
Was it Ryan? Who was it who he showed up at like some award ceremony with like Uncle Buck's like perfect replica of that bullshit car he had that was like falling apart from one of the.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I sounds like a Ryan Reynolds move. I don't know.
I don't know. I need to rewatch. I told myself like this upcoming week I'm going to rewatch Deadpool 2. I haven't seen that since they going to the theater. No, I want to see it again. All right.
Before we tell the people bye.
LinuxGamecast.com. You can always find us there over here at Twitch, on YouTube. Can we still just get away with typing in /LinuxGamecast?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Well, that's how it. YouTube.com / can I? Because like legacy channels, I have to assume they've removed that at some point.
Can you still do +LinuxGamecast?
Oh God. Oh, dude, I was no. Okay, so it still works. Yeah, / LinuxGamecast, man. You want to get old school with it? I was cleaning out emails, man, and I saw in the fucking like sent trash there was a Google Plus notification. Where somebody, it was like a G Plus notification. Like somebody had sent you a message about something or replied to a comment. I'm like, I'm going to keep you, little buddy.
Single tier.
It's like, oh man, that happened. All right, beautiful
memories.
People. Yeah. Go do your thing. Have a great rest of your week. But on that bombshell, let's go ahead and cue the music. I screwed up the entire playlist earlier. Why? Because I clicked title in the playlist by accident.
And it sorted everything by title.
Yep.
And not by the meticulously ordered tracks.
Not the standard, so everything's a bit shuffled. You can always find us right here over on twitch.tv /LinuxGamecast, usually about 8 p.m. If you are a patron, hop into our super secret Discord and listen to the pre-super shows, or you can watch it if you're at a certain tier. Get in touch with me. I'm on Mastodon, Mast.interfacing Linux, X, Int Linux, or Vinstone, or Blue Sky. I think I'm just Vinstone and Blue Sky. Yeah, I think that's it.
I'm the HD remaster of Jordan. If you want to look at the original one, you got to go to GOG for that one and pay a nominal fee. Otherwise, you can follow me on Mastodon at Frojo at mast.linuxgamecast.com or at Frojo at bsky.app.
Unfortunately, looking up HD Jordan remaster is just a page full of shoes.
Huh.
Air Jordans.
I'm sad it wasn't porn. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I was like, maybe he'll get something funny to put up on screen. It's like, here's some shoes, fucko. Roll some credits. All right.
Yeah. Next week I'm just a shoe.
Just a shoe. More ankles. God damn it! I was going to do that. Well.
Well, I mean, you wearing ankle socks now.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta thank the lovely patrons make this all possible. We gotta thank our advisor Arthur, and we gotta thank our executive producers Bob Ramp, Scott, Atomic 1234, Drummer, and the Targos, and our little Nicky fans Eggy, Basil, and Empty.
Sea Monsters, John, Dirty, Angle, Dementor, System T, RL, Rider X, Machine Doc, Veritability, Trug, and Mike.
We got Death Notes, Ridisk, Oil of Hope, Mark, Benjamin, Nova, Chad, Romeo, Martin, Renee, Leonardo, Jill, Steve, Sheeps, and Chris.
And a variable, just a tsunami of chairlinks like Door Geek and KR Ducky and Zen.
And Sandy and Shoddy.
Yay, we got it.
R.I.P. Sandy.
I
Wherever you are.
As I will fade into the ether. All right.
Man, I wish I had that effect on hand. You know the one where the guy just like pops the piece and then just like fades out.
Just like fades out. Yeah. I did it.
I wish I could just do that.
2 effects on something that I'm working on. Interfacinglinux.com. Go check out all my awesome bullshit I'm up to over there. But one of the effects I put in was like a very Dragon Ball Z, like pop in, but animated correctly. I spent too much time on it. It'll be in the next video or the one after that.
Bye, son.
Bye, everybody. Died of fire. Well, the biggest thing is like I'm working on that dragon video, and here I'll tell you guys because like, so there are directories called Princess Trucks. And
5 dudes.